Hey y'all, we're back again. So today we are breaking interracial stereotypes because there are plenty out there. So we're gonna cover a couple of questions. We have some questions here that we're gonna go over and then tell you all like our experience, and you know what's a myth and what's the truth and things like that. So let's get started.
All right. How about I read one and you read one?
Okay, go ahead.
All right. So the first question is your home life different because of your differences? And I'm assuming they say because your differences is obviously your race. Like, and I mean, no, like it really doesn't make any difference because as people we have, like, we're very similar as people. So, and like we've said in previous videos, like our happy place is with each other. So no, the home life is perfect. So no, like race has nothing to do with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I think for some people think that it does and it doesn't. So
Okay.
Here's the next one.
The next one says, "Wow, you look exotic." And it's literally like a quote as if they're saying it to us. We've actually dealt with that. I feel like quite often actually, where we either get comments, or people like making it a thing. I feel like the issue with that is more of, like people not having experience, like them not seeing interracial couples as much, or them fetishizing interracial couples, things like that. I think that's where that issue comes from. You know, I don't, this isn't necessarily a question, so I can't really answer it, I feel like.
Yeah,
completely.
but I mean, the article reading off of is the 10 questions that interracial couples are tired of getting asked. But this is one of the things that we get tired of, like, experiencing, and obviously it's not gonna like stop, but I mean, like, we do get those looks, like, and you know, like,
oh yeah, definitely.
giving those like weird looks, and like that quote saying, "Wow, you look so exotic," is kind of like the ignorance some people have, especially like, you know, as opposed to our relationship and then assuming things and giving us these weird looks. So I think that's what really sums that up. This one goes hand in hand almost with my last question, but it says, "Are the cultural differences a problem?" And I mean, no.
Still a no.
Still obviously a no.
Yeah, we're both, we're American. We were both born and raised in Texas. It might be like different cities and areas, but they're like the areas we were raised in were still pretty diverse, so we actually have a lot in common because of that.
Yeah. And that's actually the
next question. The next question. What do you have in common? Okay. We have a lot in common.
Yeah. Okay. It would be easier to say what we don't have in common than what we do have in common. Because we have so much in common. Like, we're very similar people. And like very similar personalities. You have like what? You have a type A personality. Definitely.
And so do I, pretty much.
And yeah, we've both had similar life experiences, and that's what really like brought us extremely close from the get-go, is because just talking, having conversations that we have.
Yeah, and being able to relate like on some real stuff, you know.
So yeah, I mean, yeah, when it comes to like what do you have in common, it's just like too much to like list off. So
yeah.
Okay, so the question is, do you want kids who look like you? And my answer to that is that, like, I want, like, first of all, we just want a healthy kid.
Yes.
Like, just no matter what they look like, whether they're have a light complexion like me or a beautiful dark complexion like her. Like, it doesn't matter as long as they're healthy. So, but if we could choose, I would love to have just a perfect in between of both of us.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I feel the same way. Like, I really want them to look like both of us.
Yeah.
Because I mean, like, our love, it's us. Yeah. Like, I would love to see that. I would love to experience that. So,
next question.
Are you going to have babies? Mixed babies always look cute. Okay, this is another one of those ones where, of course, people are kind of asking you these questions. Are you going to have babies? I've actually experienced this a lot in my business, in the place of business that I work at. It's like it's diverse, but it's mostly all men, honestly. And that's like all they think about. It's like, oh, your fiance is white? Oh yeah, y'all kids are gonna be so cute. Oh my god, they're gonna be so cute. Imagine a little girl like you, but she's light skinned. Yeah, I get a lot of those.
Wow.
So, yeah. We're definitely tired of hearing that. I mean, our kids are gonna be cute no matter what because like they'll look like us. Like, let's be honest. But it's not necessarily because they're like mixed race or something like that.
Yeah.
But we'll raise our kids to be understanding and to fully be aware of things like that, like the people that are they're superior, like they think that they're superior based off of skin tone and things like that. Yeah.
So yeah, this makes me laugh.
So many people are superficial, so we'll teach them those things.
Yeah. But no, this one is like the one that I'm sure like people get all the time. And she definitely has like been kind of not asked this, but like some people made assumptions. It says, you're married to a white man. Does he make more money than you? So it's assuming that I'm rich because I'm white.
I have been asked that actually.
And it's just like, no, like we could have met in college and the same thing would have happened when we were both broke and in college, like working at like some little job, you know, like, so it doesn't matter like where I worked in at the time when we first met. Like I was just working at a bank and we were probably making like the same money if she probably might be been making more at the time. So it really doesn't matter. Like, so no, it doesn't automatically mean that you're rich if you're white. So like, and yeah, no, but I don't know. That's just another ignorant kind of view. So.
Yeah, it's like they can never accept that you can just love somebody else, like that you could just love somebody even though he's white, or just love him regardless of what his skin tone is. Like that's not an option. It can only be because he makes so much more money than I do. Like that's the only option.
They don't
according to those kind of people.
They don't take into account if the person's attractive, if the person treats them well, which is the most important, and any of that. And it goes both ways because, you know, people could be like assuming weird things like, oh, you're with a black woman, like, you know, and just like thinking maybe I only date black women, or you know, it's just it's not the fact that I love her, it's just the fact that she's a black woman. Which is the least important thing. Like, you know, so.
Okay.
Next question.
It says, don't you deal with so much prejudice? I've actually not had that question because nobody actually cares if we deal with prejudice. To be honest, most of the time they are the ones being prejudiced. Not even gonna lie, I actually have not had that question. But I guess I've seen that question from like other interracial couples sometimes. Or people who are thinking about dating outside of their race or something like that. And in that case, kinda, it's like, I guess it really just depends on the people you're around, because like our day-to-day life with our family kind of thing, we don't deal with that. Like we're just family, like, you know, so that's not something we deal with at home. But then when I'm at work, which we work in different places, but in the environment that I work in, I'm in the sales business and the car business, and it's like a very toxic place of business, to be honest. So in that situation, yes, I do deal with a lot of prejudice when it comes to like my relationship. They're forever like trying to figure out ways to like attack his character for literally nothing. They don't know anything about him. So yeah. So sometimes
they just see me.
Yeah, they just seen him. Like most of them have never even tried to speak to him. There's probably like a few of them that's actually talked to him before.
I feel like all they know is like I work out.
All they know is they can see him. They physically like look at things about him and try to pick that apart and make it like, oh, he must be aggressive. You know? Like, he's probably stuck up, huh? No, not really. No. Like, so yeah.
But yeah, that just comes from people just making assumptions. And,
yeah.
The last question is, isn't it so hard dealing with different backgrounds? And honestly, like, this is kind of like all the other questions that we like answered, and it's like, But I feel like people do. I've actually never been asked that because I feel like the people that are my friends and I surround myself with, and luckily my job isn't really like that.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't have, no one would come up to me and ask just really invasive, weird questions,
Unprofessional questions.
Yeah. So, but no, I've never been asked that, but I could see how people could be ignorant and assume that we have different backgrounds, going back to the whole, like, oh, if you're white, you're rich and whatever, So, but
the opposite, if I'm black, I'm poor.
Yeah, like if you're black, you're automatically poor.
But then they in my business it's different because they don't assume that I'm poor because I'm in the car business.
Yeah.
But then it's, but he gotta be filthy rich then.
Yeah, like someone, yeah. Probably think I'm like a millionaire or something.
Yeah.
But no, that's the craziest thing is that our backgrounds, obviously we have our own lives, but there's really a lot of parallels between our lives and different life experiences at the same times in our life. So it's actually like kind of odd how that is. So
things that I went through that he was going through at the same age, even though we knew nothing of each other.
Yeah. So
yeah.
I mean, not that big of different backgrounds. So
yeah, honestly.
Yeah, but yeah, these whole questions are kind of just dispelling different stereotypes that people assume.
Yeah.
When they look at interracial couples, and
honestly, y'all gotta stop making assumptions. To be honest, because everybody is their own person. Everybody has their own struggles and their own successes. Everybody is different. Every couple is different. And it's not because of their skin colors.
No. I mean, I fell in love with this woman because we literally went on a simple date to BJ's, like we've talked about before, and it's literally sat there and talked for hours upon hours upon hours, and then we honestly didn't even want to leave. We would just sat in the parking lot talking all night. So, I mean, and then just the more we spent with each other, the more we want to be with each other. So, I mean, it has nothing to do with race. It's just, But I feel like, and another thing that is, I don't know, that kind of puts a spotlight on us is the fact that I feel like we're both good-looking people. So then they automatically get just even more.
Oh, yeah.
Just put a magnifying glass on us and kind of just be like, oh, well, you're here, you're together because of this and that, and not because you love each other.
Yeah.
But see, interracial dating isn't some fad. I know some people.
There are some people that's ooh, let me go date a white boy because everybody's doing it.
There's plenty
oh
like
my
that.
gosh, I've never dated a black girl. Let me do that. There's a lot of people like that. In other races as well.
And they kind of ruin
people
it.
that want mixed race kids are ooh, let me go find an Asian girl so I can have a Blasian baby. People, there are people that are trying to jump on literally a bandwagon and a trend. But that's not what this is. We're real people. We're really in love. We're really getting married. It's
they kind of ruin it for the rest of us.
They really do.
Because of them, a lot of people look at us and just assume those
a lot
different
of negative things.
Those different things. So, but I mean,
the main issue we deal with is probably people fetishizing interracial relationships. Or things like that mainly.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. I think it'll slowly get better as time goes on.
Over time, but you know.
Yeah. All I would say is give people the benefit of the doubt, instead of just assuming things. Just assume that they're in love unless they show you otherwise.
Exactly.
And anyways, it's not in your relationship. It really doesn't matter. But yeah.
All right. Well, hopefully that has broken a couple of myths and interracial stereotypes for you all. If there's any questions that you all have, maybe there's a stereotype that you heard, or maybe you don't know if it is a stereotype and you'd like us to answer it and possibly break that stereotype for you, feel free to drop that in the comments section. As always, thank you all for watching, and to be continued.
Bye.